Hey everyone, welcome back. It's amazing to be back with you all for another deep dive. We really appreciate all of the support and feedback we've gotten on that last one
Yeah.
about self-improvement. I mean,
hmm
seriously, all of your messages and stuff have been incredible. It really does feel like we're building something special together.
It does. It really does. And
Yeah,
it's interesting how these topics can create a real sense of community.
we're doing things a little differently.
Yeah, we're kind of going beyond like the usual career tips. We're talking about how to take those tough
And if
moments
they really make you question everything.
exactly and turn them into fuel for some serious wins.
And to do that, we're going to learn from the best Michael Jordan.
Yeah. The guy who's basically synonymous with success.
Exactly.
It's
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, what's fascinating is how much Jordan's story truly resonates with young professionals.
hmm
It's not just about basketball. It's about that drive to constantly improve, to overcome setbacks, and to push your limits.
Okay, so let's start with the legendary tale of Jordan getting cut from his high school varsity team.
Right.
I mean, imagine that being told you're not good enough.
Yeah.
I feel like that could just crush anyone's confidence.
Exactly. Most people would have given up right there, but not Jordan.
Yeah.
That rejection, it really lit a fire in him. It fueled this incredible work ethic.
And think about it. He used that experience to propel himself forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a powerful lesson for any young professional out there facing rejection, whether it's a job application
Right.
or a missed promotion. You know,
Absolutely.
it's almost like that setback.
It became the catalyst.
Yeah, for everything that followed.
Exactly.
And what's interesting is even after reaching the pinnacle of his sport,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan never stopped embracing failure.
There's that famous quote from him. I've missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed.
Wow, it's almost like he's saying failure is part of the recipe for success.
It is. What's so interesting is that Jordan didn't just accept failure passively. He, dissected it. He analyzed his missed shots, his losses, figuring out, what went wrong and how to improve.
So that meticulous self-reflection.
That's key to turning setbacks into those learning experiences.
Okay, but how do we apply this as young professionals? Let's say you completely bombed a presentation at work.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to feel embarrassed and just want to avoid ever doing that again.
Right. That's where the growth mindset comes in.
Okay.
Instead of beating yourself up, you ask, okay, what went wrong? What can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach next time?
So you turn a negative
Exactly.
into fuel for improvement.
You got it.
It's not just about having a positive attitude.
Mm.
It's about actively analyzing your failures and using them as data points to guide your future actions.
Precisely. And remember, Jordan didn't just rely on talent.
Right.
He outworked everyone. He had this relentless dedication to practice, to constantly refining his skills.
And that's something we can all control no matter what field we're in.
Exactly.
It makes me think about setting ambitious goals.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan didn't just want to be on the team, he wanted to be the best player in the world.
Right.
That level of ambition, that's what propelled him to push his limits and constantly strive to improve.
Think about your own career aspirations. Are you setting goals that truly challenge you? Are you willing to put in the work to achieve them? Or are you just playing it safe, afraid to push beyond your comfort zone?
Yeah, it's like we all have that potential for greatness within us.
We do.
But it's about tapping into that Jordan-esque drive
Yeah.
to achieve it.
It's about believing in yourself, embracing the challenges, and having the courage to go after what you truly want.
Okay, so we've talked about embracing failure and setting ambitious goals.
Mm-hmm.
But what about those times when you're just feeling stuck like you're hitting a wall in your career?
Well, in those moments, it's helpful to remember that even Jordan faced setbacks and doubts. He wasn't immune to the challenges that come with any ambitious pursuit.
So what can we learn from those moments in Jordan's journey where he faced adversity?
Mm.
How did he manage to bounce back and keep striving for his goals?
I think one key factor was his unwavering belief in himself. Even when others doubted him, he never lost sight of his own potential.
But that's easier said than done, right? How do you maintain that self-belief?
Yeah.
Especially when you're facing setbacks or negative feedback.
It's about focusing on your strengths, acknowledging your accomplishments, and reminding yourself of how far you've come.
Okay.
It's also about surrounding yourself with a supportive network, people who believe in you and can offer encouragement when you need it most.
So it's not just about internal self-belief, but also about building a strong external support system to
Exactly.
help you navigate those challenging moments.
You got it. It's about recognizing that success is rarely a solo endeavor. It's about having mentors, colleagues, friends, and family who can provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability along the way.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Embracing failure, setting ambitious goals, cultivating a growth mindset, and building a strong support system.
Yeah, we have.
But how do we actually translate these concepts into tangible actions?
That's the big question, right? That's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. It's about taking those high-level concepts and breaking them down into practical steps that you can implement in your daily life.
Okay, so let's dive into some specific strategies that our listeners can use to turn those Jordan-esque principles into actionable habits.
All right, one practical tip is to start by identifying your areas for growth. What are those skills or areas of knowledge that you need to develop to reach your goals?
Right.
Once you've identified those areas, you can create a plan for how to acquire those skills.
This could involve like taking online courses,
Yep.
attending workshops, reading books, or even seeking out mentors who can guide you.
Exactly. And it's not just about acquiring new knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge in real-world situations.
So it's about taking those lessons from the classroom, from the
Yeah.
books, from the mentors, and putting them into practice in your work, in your projects, in your interactions with colleagues and clients.
That's where the real learning and growth happens. It's about getting your hands dirty, making mistakes, learning from those mistakes, and constantly iterating and improving.
Embracing that cycle
Mm-hmm.
of learning and growth just like Jordan did throughout his career.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that growth is a continuous process, not a destination. It's about always striving to be better, to learn more, and to push yourself beyond your comfort zone.
And I think that's a key takeaway for our listeners. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself, to take risks, and to step outside of your comfort zone.
Because that's where the real magic happens. That's where you discover your true potential and achieve those extraordinary results.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
Okay.
We've explored the power of embracing failure, setting ambitious goals, cultivating a growth mindset, and building a strong support system.
Those are all essential principles
Mhm.
for anyone seeking to achieve their full potential, both in their careers and in life.
But it's not enough to just understand these principles intellectually.
Right.
It's about putting them into practice, taking action, and making them a part of your daily routine.
So as we move forward, let's challenge ourselves to take those Jordan-esque principles and turn them into tangible actions that will propel us towards our goals.
Let's embrace the challenges, learn from our mistakes, and never stop striving for greatness.
Because remember, the only way to fail is to quit.
So let's get out there and make it happen.
It's interesting how often we hear about grit and resilience these days.
Yeah.
But, Jordan's story really shows us what those words actually mean in practice.
It's one thing to talk about it, but to see it, lived out on such a grand stage with the whole world watching, that's what makes his journey so compelling.
One thing that always stands out to me is how Jordan handled the pressure of those high-stakes games.
Yeah.
Think about the 1997 NBA Finals Game 5.
Oh, yeah.
He was battling the flu, completely drained, yet he still delivered one of the most iconic performances of his career.
The flu game, right. I remember watching that as a kid, just in awe of his determination.
It's incredible.
He could have easily thrown in the towel, but he pushed through. And I think that's a powerful lesson for any young professional facing a tough deadline or a high-pressure situation.
Absolutely. It's about finding that inner strength to persevere even when your body and mind are telling you to quit.
Right.
Jordan understood that mental toughness is just as important as physical ability.
So how do we cultivate that kind of mental fortitude? I mean, it's easy to say, be like Mike.
Right.
But how do we actually apply those principles in our own lives, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed or stressed?
One technique Jordan used was visualization.
Oh.
He would mentally rehearse his moves, imagining himself making the shot, even before stepping onto the court.
So it's not just about physical practice,
Yeah.
but about training your mind to believe in your ability to succeed.
Exactly. And there's actually a lot of research in sports psychology that supports the effectiveness of these visualization techniques.
Interesting.
Athletes who regularly visualize themselves performing well tend to have better results.
That makes sense. It's like you're creating a mental blueprint for success. which can then translate into real-world performance.
Exactly. And this applies not only to sports, but to any field, whether you're preparing for a big presentation, a job interview, or a challenging negotiation.
Right.
Taking the time to visualize yourself succeeding can boost your confidence and improve your outcomes.
So it's like mentally rehearsing for success,
Mm-hmm.
just like Jordan did on the basketball court.
You got it. And another important aspect of mental toughness is the ability to stay focused in the face of distractions.
Right.
Jordan was known for his laser focus during games. He would just tune out the noise of the crowd, the pressure of the moment.
But how do we develop that kind of focus,
Mhm.
especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with distractions from social media to emails to the 24/7 news cycle?
It's tough. One key is to create boundaries and establish routines that minimize distractions.
Okay.
This might mean setting aside specific times for checking email and social media or creating a dedicated workspace that is free from distractions.
So it's about being intentional with your time and energy.
Yeah.
And creating an environment that supports your focus.
Exactly. And it's also about developing strategies for managing stress and anxiety.
Okay.
Jordan had a pregame ritual that helped him calm his nerves and get into the right mindset.
Interesting. So it's not just about powering through stress,
Yeah.
but about finding healthy ways to manage it and channel that energy into positive performance.
Right. Whether it's meditation exercise, listening to music, or spending time in nature,
Yeah.
finding activities that help you de-stress and recharge can be crucial for maintaining that mental toughness and focus.
So it's about taking care of yourself both physically and mentally to ensure you're operating at your best.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing that mental toughness isn't about being stoic or suppressing your emotions. It's about developing the resilience to bounce back from setbacks, manage stress effectively, and stay focused on your goals.
That's a really important distinction. It's not about being emotionless, but about developing the emotional intelligence
Right.
to understand and manage your emotions in a way that supports your goals.
Absolutely. And it's about recognizing that mental toughness is a skill that can be developed over time, just like any other skill.
Mm.
It takes practice, dedication, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone.
So that means we all have the potential to cultivate mental toughness, even if we don't feel like we're naturally wired that way.
Exactly. And it's about understanding that the journey to mental toughness isn't always linear. You know, there will be setbacks and challenges along the way.
Of course.
But the key is to learn from those experiences, keep practicing, and never give up on your goal of developing a stronger, more resilient mindset.
You know, it's amazing how Michael Jordan's story continues to inspire people even decades after his retirement.
Yeah, it really is. It's a testament to the enduring power of his story and the universal principles he embodied, you know.
Yeah.
Hard work, resilience, that relentless pursuit of excellence. Those are qualities that resonate with people from all walks of life.
It's like you don't even have to be a basketball fan to appreciate the lessons we can all learn from his journey.
Yeah.
It's about tapping into that inner drive, that determination to succeed against all odds.
What's interesting is that Jordan's impact extends far beyond the world of sports. He's become a cultural icon, a symbol of achievement, a role model for aspiring entrepreneurs, artists, anyone striving to make their mark on the world.
You see it everywhere, in business books, motivational talks, even in everyday conversations.
Yeah.
People use phrases like "be like Mike" or "channel your inner Jordan" to inspire themselves and others.
And that's because his story speaks to something deep within us, that yearning to achieve our full potential to overcome challenges, to leave a lasting legacy. It's a story that transcends generations and cultures.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's bring it back to you, our listener.
How can you apply the lessons we've discussed today to your own life and career?
Yeah, where are you facing challenges, and how
Yeah.
can you reframe those challenges as opportunities for growth?
What steps can you take to cultivate a stronger work ethic, a growth mindset, and a commitment to continuous learning?
Think about those areas where you might be holding back those times when fear or self-doubt creeps in.
Remember, even Michael Jordan faced setbacks, doubts, moments of uncertainty. What set him apart was his ability to persevere, to learn from those experiences, and to come back even stronger.
So how can you channel that Jordan-esque resilience in your own life? How can you turn those setbacks into fuel for growth, those challenges into opportunities for learning?
Maybe it's about finally taking that all-you-can course you've been putting off, seeking out a mentor in your field, or just having that difficult conversation with a colleague that needs to happen.
It's about taking action, stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing those moments of discomfort as opportunities for growth.
And remember, you don't have to go it alone. Build a network of support. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who challenge you to be better, who will be there to pick you up when you stumble.
Because just like Jordan had his team, his coaches, his support system, you need people who will champion you on your journey.
So as we conclude this deep dive, let's remember that we all have that potential for greatness within us.
It's about tapping into that inner drive, that Jordan-esque spirit, and using it to fuel our own pursuit of excellence.
And remember, the only way to fail is to quit.
So keep striving, keep learning, keep growing, and never ever give up on yourself.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of Michael Jordan and the power of turning failure into fuel. We hope you found this episode insightful and inspiring.
Until next time, keep pushing those boundaries. Keep reaching for those goals, and remember, the only limit is the one you set for yourself.